So what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Ants,
it's part of the
ants-
fungal.
Ants have a fungus that makes them
it eats
kill
a
themselves?
fungus. Okay, now
Yeah.
it eats
That's
this fungus.
grasshoppers.
In this, I swear to God, it's probably both. It might be both, but it's in Amazon. And you know what? One dude questioned me about this before. The director of my company questioned me about this because we were talking about this over dinner one night. He was talking about crazy news shit, and I saw this in the news. And I was like, "Did you see those zombie ants?" Because that's what they were saying. All the headlines were like zombie ants. So I was like, "Have you ever seen these?" And he's like, you can't believe everything you see on the internet." Well, dude, you can believe everything you see on the internet whenever there's multiple documented
It's
proof
multiple
of this.
sources.
Yeah, multiple sources are documenting this. It's not just on one science site. And I'll tell you what, livescience.com is an excellent science site. If you've ever been on it, livescience.com. It's a great site for science. I used to go on it all the time. Lately, I've been
What does
slacking.
it show? What is it?
Anything about science. Like I used to have a feed for it that would just pop up all the time and show me all the new stuff that was on the website. And dude, it's like,
Is it like user friendly?
yeah, it's not like Joe Rogan where like he shows all the craziest cool science, cutting edge stuff, but it's like, hey, here's something about science you might not have known.
Oh
Or
yeah,
like, here,
I
this is
like
about
those
that.
posts he does where it shows like the top 20 in science. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're making vertebrae with a 3D printer. That's
Yeah.
what we need to get into: 3D printing. The
Yeah.
world of 3D printing.
Well,
Dude.
real quick, let me touch on that ant real
Oh,
quick
yeah.
before we jump on to 3D
right.
printing. I want to say that it eats a fungus in these trees in the
Yeah.
Amazon. The fungus grows inside of them, and it grows in their brain. It turns them into basically cannibals, and they walk around till they find another ant. They eat it, and the fungus goes to that ant. And then turns that one into like the spores and stuff.
Well, how do
but
they eat
after it eats
they-
one, it dies, and the fungus grows back up out of the ant's brain, from what I heard, like out of its head, like it starts to grow out of the body. Yeah.
The body. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
It's a
can't remember
crazy
what
fucking
I'd have to
fungus.
find the
Pretty
name
nuts.
of these ants.
If they
but-
put that in our drinking water, you wonder what would happen. You know
Well,
what I
right
mean?
now, it's not humans can't get it. It's harmless to humans.
Yeah.
But you know.
But-
a little bit
Did
of
you see
tweaking
about
and
those?
That
Did
video
you see
game.
about those McDonald's?
Yeah,
chicken
The
The
nuggets?
Last of Us.
The
That
Last
video
of Us.
Yeah, I
game,
heard
The
about
Last
it.
of Us.
That's what that was.
The zombie virus. It was based on spores.
Was it?
The spores
Oh, yeah.
took over their brain.
Huh.
But not
it's
a
basically
certain
the
amount of
exact
people, I
same
guess.
thing.
Like Shyamalan.
Well, I mean,
and
the
like
easiest
Shyamalan.
way for something to spread would be through the air, through spores, or through. They were talking about that. Like the biggest threat to Americans is probably that of
Are you
like
serious?
that.
Mark Wahlberg movie is
biology.
literally trying to be true.
What?
That
It is,
fucking
dude.
shitty M. Night Shyamalan movie where the plants and the fucking land fights back
Oh,
against.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a
I mean,
horrible
maybe.
movie. What was it? What was it called?
Signs.
The Happening.
Signs.
The Happening. Yeah.
Yeah, happening.
That was it.
It's-
No,
oh,
that was
yeah,
Mel
Signs.
Gibson.
Signs.
The aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens that were dissolved by water.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Happening.
I've had
Horrible movie.
way
They came
too
to a
much of
planet.
M. Night
They came to
Shyamalan.
a planet was 95,
Yeah.
97% water.
Yeah, that
They're
was just
allergic.
horrible. bullshit. M. Night Shyamalan, his
Worst
movies,
luck
they
ever.
just suck.
They
I'm
were all
sorry.
bad. The Village
They're all
sucked. Sixth Sense
bad.
sucked. They all
Sixth Sense,
sucked.
Devil sucked.
The only one that was good was Unbreakable. Unbreakable was
I
real
thought
good. About the
Unbreakable
super-
was shit.
Really? You didn't
I
like
watched
it?
that and I was like, when's the movie gonna fucking start?
Exactly.
You know, like I was like, wait, this has been on for an hour and 50 minutes. When's the movie gonna start? Is he gonna do anything? No, he didn't do anything. All that happened was Samuel L. Jackson fell down a flight of stairs. There,
Yep.
I ruined the fucking movie for you. You don't have to watch it.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
it.
wow.
That's all that happened.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's awesome. Yeah. So hey, 3D printing. Yeah, Ryan, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. What do you like? They're not allowing people to buy the shit for ammo anymore, and they're gonna make guns more expensive. So why don't you fucking get a 3D printer, download the thing
Would
for
you-
ammo, and start down?
Did you hear about that guy who released plans
of
for
the
3D
CIA's?
printing? No. It's just he's a
Oh.
dude. He was a law student in Texas, I think, and he came up with plans to build your own gun using a 3D printer.
Yeah.
It was a functioning gun. I think it was a piece of shit. I'm pretty sure it was
Oh.
a single shot 22, which is just pathetic. But the government, the U.S. State Department, made him take it down, which is weird for two fucking reasons. One, they cited the fact that it violated weapons treaties the U.S. had with
Obviously.
other countries, which is bullshit because you're not exporting weapons. And two, the State Department never enforces laws.
Are you sure we're not exporting weapons?
Well,
We're definitely
we're definitely exporting weapons. But I mean, that's
Drug
with their
cartels.
permission.
Drug
you know what I
cartels.
mean? Like Fast and Furious. What the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
That we straight up giving like we have documented evidence
Oh,
of the
we-
DEA
We armed Al Qaeda
giving
in the 80s.
yeah in the 80s. Yeah, back when they were fighting the Soviets
Yep.
in Afghanistan.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
they
all
were good
buddies.
guys. Then.
We were
And then
buddies.
we fucked them over, and they just said, "All right, well, fuck you guys."
Yeah.
You gotta think about it that way. Why would they just like instantly turn on us? Because
From
we
what
stopped
I-
funding them.
Yeah, we stopped funding them.
Ah.
They kicked the Soviets out of Afghanistan mostly. So we were fucking done with them. But from what I heard, the reason why Osama bin Laden hated us so much was the 1991 Gulf War, when Saudi Arabia
Is
asked-
Osama bin Laden even real? Did he ever exist? Are we
Or
sure
was
about
he just
that?
some fucking
No.
actor?
I mean, I don't.
Was he just some fucking actor?
Well, I don't know about
Played
that.
a part.
But Saudi Arabia
You
asked
never
the
know.
U.S. to stop Iraq, to kick Iraq out of Kuwait because they felt threatened by Iraq being in Kuwait. And Osama bin Laden wanted his army. Osama bin Laden had a private army that he wanted to use
Wow.
to fight Iraq.
See, here's
hold
the thing.
on. They're pissed about Kuwait. They're pissed about. I'm
Dude,
going.
it all
They're-
goes
they're
back.
There's
to
the
that
also-
shit.
Kuwait makes up like a fucking 2%
No, here's the thing.
of the border.
Infidels should not be in Saudi
crazy.
Arabia.
Yep.
That's the reason why they hate us, because Saudi Arabia has Mecca and Medina, I think, are both in Saudi Arabia, and to have American infidel army there defending it is nearly blasphemy to them. I think it really is blasphemy to
Yeah,
them.
it is. It was
So,
a
I
horrible
mean-
offense and spitting on them basically.
Wait,
Yeah, they're like,
But
"You
they
can't
didn't
do
want the
this."
Iraqis in Kuwait.
No, they didn't want the Iraqis in
But
Kuwait.
Kuwait only makes a small little portion of the border.
Well, the Saudis were concerned that Iraq was going to use Kuwait as a jumping point to invade Saudi Arabia. Remember, before it was Desert Storm,
huge.
they called it Desert Shield.
Yeah.
You remember? And that
I
was
do.
us having a military buildup in Saudi Arabia to protect them, supposedly, from the Iraqi threat.
Or just to protect the
Supposedly.
oil.
Dude,
Yeah.
did you
Well,
see
Three
the
big
Kings
big
was
bases?
such a fucking
See
good
the huge
movie.
bases
Oh,
they're
yeah.
Three
building?
Kings?
Oh, that was
Oh, great movie.
fucking
Oh, such a good
I
movie.
love it. I got it on DVD.
Please.
For real.
Did you ever
Hey.
see that, Ryan? Three
No,
Kings?
never
Oh, you
seen
need
it.
to
Three
watch
Kings,
it.
a great movie.
it's a good
George
movie.
Clooney kicks ass.
It's
dude.
about Desert Storm when they find
Yeah.
all the gold,
They find
Yeah.
gold. Yeah.
and then they can't
It's
keep
Saddam's gold.
Yeah, so
No, you can't have this.
it. Yeah.
Hey,
What do
I
you
looked
think,
this
you can
up.
Just keep gold you find? Get
There,
the fuck out of here.
there are 4 known fungi species of the zombie fungi in Brazil. Okay, no lie.
Awesome.
Now, this is on National Geographic.
The whole
This is first-
species
this
is
the
a fungus
first one out of
species?
all of them. There are
The
4.
whole species?
All 4 known fungi species that cause this
that caused it.
zombie-like effect on these
Oh,
ants
okay.
live in Brazil. They don't live anywhere. They live in Brazil. All 4 ones that have been found. Now, what they're saying here is that they are excited because it potentially means there are thousands of zombie fungi in tropical forests around the globe that haven't been found yet.
Obviously.
that's
And they don't,
exciting.
what
Yeah,
they
I'm
don't know,
excited about
Oh,
and
so
they're not
exciting.
sure if these fungi will affect other animals or if they just affect
Ants.
ants or different kinds of ants and which fungi affect which kinds of ants.
Well, do you think
But-
that we could definitely engineer that stuff that's doing that to suit humans? You know what I mean? If we
I
really
don't see
wanted
why-
to.
I mean,
Check-
it's already
check
doing
this
it.
picture.
I mean, we could
Just
yeah,
increase
why
the
not?
strength
I mean,
of it.
they fuck with other things, you know. They fuck with
What are they already
other
putting?
stuff.
What are they already putting in our
Dude,
water?
there's something
Right?
growing out of this
Chlorine
motherfucker's
for one
brain.
fucking
well,
thing.
fluoride,
Yeah.
and chlorine.
Yeah,
Wow.
both of them.
Show that to Ryan. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Check out the picture of it's growing out of its brain right there. That's that's the piece of fungus.
It's growing out of its fucking brain, dude.
You guys might want to put up a link to that.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
a link to this.
Zombie fungus ant. Go check it out right the fuck now.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Google image zombie fungi.
It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
It is quite crazy
An
that
ant.
that a fungus is just grows.
and we
out
don't
of
even
it in
know
its
how
brain.
how it affects it. Maybe it gives like characteristics of the first ant to it or something.
Well, what they said they found were that they found a ton of ants that were dead in this rainforest that had fungus growing out of them, and they were like, "Well, what the hell's causing this?" So they started observing it, and next thing you know, they're starting to see these ants that eat them. Then they walk around
Wow.
like zombies looking for other ants to kill.
Yeah.
One
Looking for
shitty
other
case of
ants to
athlete's
kill.
foot.
Yeah.
Wow,
Damn.
Seriously.
that's crazy, dude.
Some
That
badass ringworm right there, motherfucker.
right.
Honestly, I ask you
That's
guys this though:
mind-blowing.
if there were to be a zombie apocalypse, just say for some
Okay.
reason that
What
there
are we
was
gonna do?
that there was
Best
going to be
apocalypse ever.
well,
I forget
if
what
there was going to be
apocalypse
ever
means,
type
but it doesn't
zombies
mean
take
end.
over, how do you think that would be brought on?
How?
Because there's so many different, like all the different
Water, here we
movies.
go.
Water,
How do
air.
you think is the most likely
the
possibility?
most likely.
Yeah, the possibility. That
All right.
most likely
Actually, I think
possible.
about this all the time. All right. This
Of
is like
course
this
you
is,
do.
This is like a
He,
fantasy.
he goes to sleep and thinking about, oh, when is the zombie apocalypse gonna
Please,
happen?
dude.
Please.
Dude, I have the zombie survival guide, and it's like
The
it's
guide?
like it's
The
like
guide?
broken, dude. Yeah, here, hold
That
on, let me
guy's
grab it
full
real
of
quick.
shit. By
Dude,
the way,
you
the
gotta
zombie
let me
survival
borrow that.
guide.
You gotta let me.
Don't even read that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fucking worthless.
All right.
I have it too. No, that guy's full of shit.
It's
He says
sweet,
to
though.
Go to the inner city if there's a zombie. If
That's
there's a
the
zombie
worst thing to
apocalypse.
do.
That's the
Stay
worst
away
thing
from
you
the
can do.
city.
I'm gonna
So
go to Daisy
anywhere
Town where
but
there's
the
Where does
a
he
hundred
say
where there's
that?
100 cats to
Where
live.
does he say that? He says go find a fucking castle with a moat. What the fuck?
He said because
he says go
inner
find a
cities-
castle.
Do you guys have the same one? That's the most
Oh
important.
yeah,
thing
we
to
have the
think.
same one.
Yeah,
it's
by Max Brooks.
Yeah, by Max Brooks. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
dude, this
he
is
wrote that in
amazing.
World War Z.
No,
this guy, there's no
No,
use
but
for
how
him.
it's gonna happen? All right, listen. This is how it's gonna happen. It's either gonna happen 28 days later status,
Yeah.
where like a monkey in the fucking Congo bites somebody and it starts like the rage virus.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be rabies. I don't think it's gonna be
It's
like
gonna
you're
be an
dead.
enhanced form of rabies.
It's not
where
gonna
you
be no.
lose-
It's
where
not gonna be you die and you wake up. It's gonna be you just go
fucking
insane.
Yeah.
from anger and fucking rabies. You know what I mean?
Insane. Or it's gonna be fungal. Or it's gonna be fungal.
The fungal
Spores.
that would
Spores.
be
Or it could be aliens.
Spores.
Or yeah, aliens.
Well, I mean,
Because why fuck with the Earth? Just put a virus down on the planet that just kills humans, and then you can just roll in.
Well,
you know?
why dirty
bother-
yourself?
Yeah, why nuke
And,
the place
and why
when you
bother
could just
creating
when you could
tons
just
of it?
kill what you want to kill?
And why bother creating tons of it? Because all I got to do is infect a few of them. Then they all eat each other, and then they're all infected. And what the hell? We just cleaned the whole planet out for nothing. Drop down, done.
that's so fucked
good.
up. How I don't know.
I mean, but they could do
how
that.
how we just simulate these things in our minds, like, oh, aliens could just fucking
They could do that.
drop down. And
No, man, but I
fucking
really
be
think,
over with.
like, I don't know. Let's talk about
Like I
this,
said, the
man.
biological-
Why do you think his book is so
the
shitty?
biological threat. Is the
I
like,
don't
biggest
know.
there's
one.
some like legit material
There's
in
some
here.
stuff I agree with in there, but I mean, I think there's a lot that just I just don't agree with.
Like like if you
like-
have like a stream or a lake or something, put like a net in it to catch all the fucking dead bodies so it doesn't pollute your water and shit. Like,
yeah,
dude, like,
well, I mean,
like there's a lot of good strategy in here, man. And it tells you
like
like
on the cover, you
any
can see,
any which area you're in. Like if you're in the desert, if you're in like near towns, if you're in the forest, you're in the jungle. They tell you what to do.
What isn't most of
Yeah,
it just natural survival guide, anyways?
Yeah, exactly.
Some
yeah.
of it is.
Yeah.
But like one of his top selections on a weapon is a British Enfield rifle, which I own one.
What?
Yeah, it's on the cover. There's an M1 carbine and a British Enfield. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
All
let
right,
me
well,
tell you,
here
a
we're getting
British
into
Enfield
weapons right here.
Rifle is just probably your worst choice ever because it's insanely loud and heavy, and the ammo he claims is easy to come by. It is not. It wasn't even before this shit went down. It's 303 British, and it's a weirdo round.
Well,
Yeah.
actually he's saying to get an M1
An
Brand.
M1
carbine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which shoots the 30 carbine round, which
Yeah.
is a pretty effective round.
What would
I
be your
kinda
weapon
think,
choice?
I think
AK-47
honestly,
and a katana.
a katana sword would be good, but
Give me an AK and a
I have
katana.
a
Let's fuck shit up.
a Smith & Wesson M&P 1522.
Power ups all day.
What's
And
that?
it's just a 22. It's a 22, like it's a semi-automatic rifle that's a 22. But with most zombies, you got to put one in their head anyway. So why not just do it with a 22? Because you can carry thousands of rounds
Yes.
and just plus it's
And little
really
recoil.
quiet. Yeah, there's no recoil. Anybody can use it. It's really, it's accurate enough. You're not going to shoot at a zombie 300 yards away because you don't want that kind of noise. You know what I mean? You only want to engage zombies that are close enough to pose you a threat.
You don't want
So
to use your
want
gun
something
unless you
nice and
have
quiet.
to.
Yeah, you don't want to use your gun unless you have to.
I learned that from playing the Walking Dead video game
But-
made by Telltale. Go play it. It's amazing.
I
Yeah,
heard
it is a good game.
Oh, it's so good.
But
the next one's coming
if
out
you
too.
could, if
Yep.
you just had a 22, like a semi-automatic 22 that was really reliable, you could clean out a small town yourself because you can carry 5,000 rounds of ammunition, no problem.
Yeah, 22.
And you just
light.
get in a car that's got a sunroof and just pop. Somebody else is
Light.
the driver, and the other guy just has a
You could
22.
clear a whole town.
You can clear
And
a
there's
whole
never a
goddamn town.
shortage of 22.
Yeah,
Well, it
22.
depends. It depends if you got walkers or if you got
Yeah, if
runners.
you got the rage virus, I'm gonna want something a bit bigger. I'm gonna want a shotgun.
When you said walkers, I like
Oh, yeah.
Walking Dead.
yeah, like
What are the
walkers.
walkers?
If they're the Walking Dead, you want a 22. If they're like 28
They're
days
fucking
later,
Get the
sprinting
AK.
after
You're
you.
wanting a
You're gonna be.
shotgun.
You're not gonna be.
You
Better,
want a
I don't know.
shotgun.
Get the
You
AK.
know, you just want to fucking run away.
Dude, you just
Honestly.
want the
I just
AK,
want to
dude,
board
just-
myself
What's a
up
rage
with
virus,
a
dude?
massive
Fucking put 'em
pile of
in.
ammunition and a
Put a
fuck ton
couple
of
in
food.
them.
Yeah.
Give me a fuck ton of food,
Well,
fuck ton of ammunition. I'll
Did you
board
see that
myself
guy
up.
on Joe Rogan? He's building that whole like shelter underneath the ground and shit. It's like
I did see that.
that's
Yeah.
fucking that place is crazy huge. He's like you could just pull your trailer in
You
here and we
drive
just set
in.
you right up and you're good to go. Like it's fucking nuts, dude. It's nuts. And then there's that other one where you pay like I forget how much money it is.
That
it's
was
like
so funny. Though.
$1 million for a room in this place, and it's abandoned missile silo that goes straight down, and they have like a
Yeah.
grocery store and all kinds of shit in it.
Yeah.
Dude, it was funny when Duncan was just like, "Fucking kill me,
Yeah.
fucking bring on the apocalypse."
He's like, "Where are you?"
Dude, I was watching that. I was watching it with Jenna, and we were both just like, "Yep." We were just like, "Just let me die. I don't want to stand in your fucking underground missile silo." This dude's it's gonna be fucking culty in a minute.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy, and it's gonna be like Fallout, bro. People coming out of the vaults in like
yeah.
hundreds of years, like to come out to this hazardous wasteland world.
Yeah,
Dude, I
could
wish
happen.
it was Fallout.
It could happen. That's a possibility, but I don't like to think about that.
Yeah,
possibility.
I don't like to think about
Entertain that possibility.
I do.
I'd rather entertain.
I do.
I
Possibility
think
of
that you're going
peace.
to create zombies. I think my opinion on how zombies may get created.
We already
I
created
agree
zombies.
with all of your.
Basalts.
Yeah, we did. I agree
Fucking
with
tossing
everybody's
your organs
plan.
out, bro.
Because
Yeah.
all of the things we're saying here are theory, and I mean that's all what the whole basis behind any kind of discussions
Yeah,
like this should
theoring-
be is for
theorizing,
people
yeah.
to just keep the open mind and think about this kind of stuff. So I definitely think that these are all
Philosophizing.
possible ways. My possible way, I
Hope
would
to see the
really
future.
hope to not ever see happen. Truthfully, is I mean, look at like stem cell research. And where we're getting with that kind of crazy shit, T-virus almost like Resident Evil
T-virus.
kind of, but like the us
Manipulating
fucking with
our own shit.
that kind of stuff. You know, what's it take? A couple DNA
it's
strands
working.
off,
Well, I mean,
and
it's working.
maybe
I mean,
you're fucked in your
We're
zombie.
gonna do it with something more controlled. We'd probably do it with a machine.
do you
before
guys
we'd
even know
make it
how like stem
natural.
cells work? Like, what do they do to you?
No.
Okay, well, because
They
I kind of
mirror-
do. I
they
kind of
mirror
do.
your
I kind of
regular
do. No,
cells
no, I kind of do
like
because
underwater?
Dana White just kind of just did it
Enlightened you
because
a
he has
little bit?
he had Meniere's disease. He still does, and he got fucking surgery for it, and where they cut open his fucking skull and they fucking shaved off part of his skull because Meniere's disease is like with your equilibrium and shit to like try to relieve the pressure, and it didn't work. Well, Derek Jeter called him and was like, "Go to this guy in Germany. He'll fix you up." He goes to this guy in Germany, takes 2 pints of blood. They take the blood, they put it in like the little
Centrifuge.
in this yep, and with a little bit of stem cells, spin it for about 4 hours, put him back in him. Hasn't had an outbreak ever since.
Damn.
That's how stem cells work.
yeah, stem cells do some crazy shit,
Wow.
and I mean basically just reconstructing.
Yeah, they
damaged
reconstruct the
parts
broken
of your body.
Yeah.
And who's to say though? But it's also altering your
couldn't say
DNA.
you
That's
couldn't
what it's
be a
doing. I mean, it's
superhuman.
going.
It is
in there
altering your
and
DNA.
altering your DNA.
Because that's a broken DNA
Yeah.
code. That's why he has Meniere's disease, because his DNA is broken.
Exactly.
There. Is that a bad thing though?
No. I
know?
agree with stem cell research because I personally
that's
think
just-
that it's the
that's-
future
yeah,
if
but
you're going to
that's-
really want to get
if
that
you-
way.
Yeah, but if you advance that against humans, it'd be very easy to
Yeah.
turn that into a virus.
Yeah.
that
Anything
links onto that broken
anything
chain.
that's
It's
good
like,
for
boom.
humans will be turned into bad for humans,
Yeah.
like
As
As
everything
long
else.
as the government is
So-
in charge.
Biochemical warfare. That's what
that's
scares
That's the
me.
most.
That
That's
is-
the
yeah,
scariest
that's-
thing.
I think
yeah,
that's
it's
scarier
the
than
biggest
nukes,
threat.
honestly.
It
Yeah,
is.
that's more scary than nukes, because nukes at least are boom. I'm disintegrating.
Yeah,
I'm
at
gone.
least it's over.
I'm
You don't
dis-
have to
I-
live
I'm-
I get a
in
pretty
yeah,
show
Yeah,
before
not
I
live
die.
like a week and coughing up blood, like they
Yeah.
were showing those one people where you get that.
Ebola.
Oh, fuck
no,
Ebola,
the
dude.
fucking blood disease where it comes out of your nose and your eyes.
Yeah, that's
That's
Ebola.
Is that Ebola?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
that shit-
you just bleed
Oh,
out
that
every
shit is the
pore.
most. That's one of the most
Oh my
terrifying things. I
God.
would
First,
ever
you
wanna
bleed
die.
out of every hole, and then
Yeah.
eventually you start bleeding out of every
Yeah, you just,
pore.
yeah, you just become like a sponge that somebody squeezed. It's fucked.
It's
You're running like
it's
109-degree fever.
Oh,
Like it,
dude,
it's
I'd just be
horrible.
jumping
You're
off
almost
a bridge.
unconscious the whole
What do you mean?
time,
I'd
like,
just
you're
be
fucked
jumping
up.
off a fucking bridge.
Yeah,
You're
just-
like,
You ain't even getting up off your ass. To do
Wasn't that the
dude.
bubonic plague as well?
Was
Was Ebola?
plague
It was like
fucked
that.
up.
It was like that, I think.
The bubonic plague, you got bad lesions. You might
Yeah.
have bled out of holes.
I thought that's what Ebola. I thought that's what it was.
The
Was the
Ebola
bubonic
virus?
plague?
Maybe.
Hey, but this shit's been going on for years. Hey, about them like just
No,
like
the
you
plague
just
might
said
be
that
some.
the bubonic
The
plague.
plague might be
Ebola's
its
a
own thing.
virus.
They
The
used to
plague is a
launch people's
bacteria,
bodies
I
with
believe.
that.
Yeah.
They used to
Okay.
take
Oh,
people's
yeah.
bodies and launch them over
Over
to
the
city
hill.
walls
Yeah.
with
Yep.
the
Well,
bubonic
that's
plague to
who
fuck people.
did that? The Mongolians.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mongolians.
Yeah, but I'm
Mongolians.
just saying, like, so biochemical warfare has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
linked it back to. Like, if you ever watch a documentary on it, that's what they link it back. We've been doing biochemical warfare forever, and now we're just getting better at it. Like, I forget what this dude said the other. Well, I don't forget, but he said like like back in the day, it was easier to control a million people than to kill a million people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's
Eas-
like exceptionally, like way easier to kill a million people than control a million people. It's
Yep.
way easier.
Yeah, well, I mean, that makes kind of sense with the amount of communicational options
Dude,
and
people are
information
waking.
sharing
It's just
we're
people
allowed
waking
to do.
up. Waking up. People are waking
Oh,
up.
the internet's
the government's control
surprisingly
is
effective
so
at that.
much. Yeah,
At waking
absolutely.
people
And
up.
not watching TV. Because TV, honestly, if you're around a TV and you just turn it on, your eyes like don't want to like go away from
No,
it.
you
There's
don't
something
wanna do
about it
anything
that's like
but watch
entrancing.
TV.
That's just like, brrr, please.
It flashes like its update rate. It's nearly like a trance-like state it puts you in.
Absolutely.
Because of the way it flashes.
And it gets you back too. It's like if you're in a room with it, it's just like,
Yeah.
look over here. Come on, don't do what you were doing.
What always blows my mind is like if you watch like TV, like if you watch a sitcom or something, you're basically watching a fictionalized other person's life instead of living your
Yes,
own.
exactly.
And if you
people
notice,
are okay with
nobody on
that.
TV is ever watching TV because it's boring as shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But they're always out
Because they're
doing-
living,
yeah,
they're living
always-
their
they're
life.
living their life.
Well, the thing about humans is we can watch somebody do something and get the same pleasure
Satisfaction.
as doing it ourselves. So they use that against us. I mean, it's cool in sports where you're like, yeah, I fucking scored a touchdown or whatever because that dude scored, and you feel that thrill. But it's sad when you have like sitcoms like Roseanne where people are living these normal lives, and then you're just sitting on a couch watching people live when you need to be the one living and doing all that
That's
shit.
why I
He's
usually
like,
only
oh, he's
watch
working
sci-fi
out.
and fantasy
He's
series.
working out in the fucking in the garage. I should be doing that.
Honest
oh
to
well,
God.
but watching
Yeah.
that
I
next
don't
thing.
watch comedy. I don't even watch comedy movies
Dude,
because
the
they're
only thing
so
I watch
homely.
is Toonami, bro.
You know what I mean?
And
though?
that's barely.
Yeah, I'm just saying because it's so fucking. It's just like you said though, the comedy and everything. It's just so much like real life. Why the fuck do I want to watch it? Like I know friends that like that's all they watch is comedy movies. Like people get off, and each one's the same.
Yeah.
Like these comedy movies have been coming out for what 20 years now, and they're almost all the same concept.
Shit.
Longer than
It's,
that.
it's like here's
No,
like
I mean, but,
five
like,
sex
serious-
jokes around like
Yeah.
Cool,
this.
seriously funny
Oh.
comedy. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I personally, in my opinion, I mean, I've seen some funny stuff beforehand, but like, right
think-
when like Tommy Boy and stuff started coming out, that
Yeah.
was like really like the,
peak.
eve of classic comedy, in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
opinion. Like a lot of people refer to like the Three Stooges and all that.
No.
But
Yeah,
that was
I like-
goofy
I like
shit,
Three
dude.
Stooges.
Hey, I mean, but like that was goofy.
It wasn't
shit.
as good as Tommy
witty,
Boy and shit.
witty,
It's an
funny
evolution.
comedy.
You
It
know?
is an evolution.
I mean, when the Three Stooges started doing their bit, back before fucking movies even existed, these
Yeah.
motherfuckers were out doing vaudeville, smacking each other in the face.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and once you start having movies and have like, you can't after the Three Stooges did their shit, you can't just next week come out with the Four Stooges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to do something better. You got to give.
Well, I mean,
people
they
a
do it
reason to
now.
spend their
Now they
dollars.
do. Now they do it. You know
But
what I
I'm
mean?
saying-
They'll come
you
out with
notice-
the sequel, then the
Yeah.
next sequel, even if that one was bad,
Have
nobody
you noticed
watched
how many
it.
remakes they've been doing? Like,
Everything's
it's
a remake.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Everything's
like,
a remake.
especially when they come out in the movies with the remade
'Cause it's
version,
safe.
so they can charge
Yeah.
you.
They don't
way
have to
more
market
money.
a new IP. It's just like video games. Why is there so many fucking goddamn sequels?
Oh yeah.
I can't get a fucking new IP to save my life.
Nope.
Well, hopefully, here with the new consoles, we'll get some.
Well,
Yeah.
there are some exciting ones coming out.
Steam
Watch
Box.
Dogs.
Steam
Watch
Box.
Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Oh
Watch Dogs.
yes,
Watch Dogs look
Watch
cool.
Dogs is gonna be sick. We can connect to like everybody's.
Yeah.
That also leads you to another theory. Like, I wonder if they're already doing this.
Well, that's crazy. If you had the power with your cell phone to do anything. Did you see the last E3 trailer when he's fucking getting chased by the cops and they're like, put your hands above your head, and he has his like cell phone and his
Yeah.
thing and he's like doot 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 doot, and he shuts the whole fucking city
The
down.
grid. No, he sets the grid down.
The whole downtown where he's at, like literally like the whole like eight blocks where he's at, shuts everything down, all the lights go out, and then he fucking gets away. And then he like, what happened was he's like by a river and he like jumps in the water and fucking hijacks some dude's boat and going down the river. And as he's like going down the river and under this bridge, all the whole fucking city turns back on. And I'm like, dude, this game is nuts. If you could
Yeah.
just like one button, just boop, I just turned off the city.
Yeah.
It is
It is
badass
supposed to
to
be
have an
badass.
interconnectedness on the
See,
electrical sense.
And that's why I don't watch comedy shit. I only pay attention to sci-fi.
Yeah, because
Like,
it
I
makes
watch
you think
sci-fi,
outside the box.
fantasy, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, like, cool. Like Game of Thrones, one of the best series, hands fucking down. That's
Can't
come
get
out
into
in
it.
forever.
No, I watched it a
Because
little bit.
but I tell you what, will get you in it. The books are amazing. Probably some of the best books I've
Well,
ever
here's the
written.
thing. I'm afraid to start
pretty good
reading them
tits,
because
too.
that motherfucker is so old and he still has to write 4 more books.
Yeah, I got 2 more
That's
books.
why I won't read it.
He's got
Because
2 more.
I'm
afraid he's gonna
yeah,
die.
I'm afraid he's gonna fucking die.
It takes him
And
10
that's
years
it.
to write one book.
Martin wrote the last one in 6 years. It's been 6 years since he wrote the last book, and this next one's supposed to be coming out this year, coming up, and
Well,
that's the 6th, and then there's the 7th, and that's supposed to be the final one. But he has to now hurry up and write them because the show's putting pressure. I'm like a big fan of it.
Yeah, the show's putting pressure
so
on
like,
him.
yeah, the show's putting pressure on him to not catch up to him.
Yeah.
But he's broken it up. They're breaking up the next book
Into two different
Yeah, well,
seasons.
this book, the season that they just did right now is broke. It's the second book or third book broke into 2 seasons
Yeah.
on TV. That's how like so much crazy shit happens. And I don't know, like people who've watched this season's finale, well, penultimate episode, the episode before the finale.
Spoilers.
I will not say it.
The Red
Was
Wedding.
it's already come out. Unfreaking real. Unreal. The Red Wedding, one of the greatest scenes. It was one of the greatest scenes to read too, because I've read all of them before I watched it.
You can just YouTube people's reactions to the Red Wedding, and that is
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
And there's tons of people
There's
on there,
people
and you're just
losing
going,
their fucking minds.
did that just happen? Because I'm telling you, dude, the guy's an excellent writer, and the people that are doing the show are following the book very well.
Like I know some
Nice,
of like the
that's good,
lore of
that's
his
good.
story, and it seems really interesting how like summer is 7 years long, and then winter is 8 years
Yeah.
long, and all this craziness. Like it sounds
Different dimension.
very, very
Well, he's got
interesting.
zombies north of the wall. He's got a wall there that's blocking all this crazy mystical shit that's
Yep.
up north that they don't really deal about. And then there's the land of men, and they're all warring, and there's all these different kingdoms, and they play fucking crazy mind games. A lot of government conspiracy, a lot of intrigue. This is why I was wondering if you guys, I would really have thought you guys would have watched, because it's more like a fantasy show set with political undertones. Is that what you would say, Rita?
Yeah, it's intense.
Intense. Oh yeah.
So
Don't
it's
let's
not-
not forget
it's not-
the
it's
amazing amount of tits on the show.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's not like
That's why I
trying
couldn't
to
get into it. I was,
propaganda you
like-
into anything.
I was
It's
so
not trying to lower a
distracted.
message
It's
or
the
anything.
Lord of the Rings for adults.
That's what it is.
It's exactly what it is. It's the Lord of the Rings if you won't have nightmares if you watch it. You know what I mean? That's what. So watch that shit because it's amazing.
All right.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Game of Thrones.
Quite
plug.
great.
Plug,
I'll
plug,
have
plug.
to. I really need to give it like an honest try.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
should.
mean, like I did try to watch it once, and I was just like, I cannot get into this. There's just like too much sex and tits for me to even like take
Oh,
this
I
serious.
definitely gotta watch it now.
Yeah.
To-
there's a
for
lot
me
of
to
such
take it
shit.
serious
Yeah,
though,
yeah, I
like
know what
when
you mean.
you throw
If
that
you need that,
when you throw
that
that at
means
me,
your
it's
story's
just
not
it's
interesting.
just like, oh, take us serious. This is mature, and I'm like, that doesn't make you mature. It makes
That's-
it even more childish.
That's
to
the
me.
directors trying to lure in
Guys like me.
everyone.
The 17-year-old?
Yeah, like everyone, trying to lure in everyone, though. Like, not the intellectuals and the people that are looking for the story is what they are. Because in the books, there's sex stuff, and it's not really
It doesn't get
splayed out.
graphic.
It doesn't get graphic too often. I mean, he is a graphic dude, and he swears a lot, and he talks about fucking people in their ass, and all kind of crazy stuff. I mean, like, he doesn't pull any punches when he writes these books, but it's just like we were just saying. I mean, though, there's I guess there's no there's no comparison between a book and TV when it comes to that. The
Yeah.
guy has definitely got a lot
Maybe I should
more
read the book first.
vanilla, a lot more vanilla flavor in the show. Like, hey, we got to put this in there because this demographic wants to,
okay.
you know. But they don't change the story. Is what I'm getting at, though. They don't change the story at all.
Okay.
But they
So-
just But see that's what I,
I
can't
just don't
get
want it
over,
to be
though.
overly
don't know.
influenced
They're like,
by,
okay, this guy banged this girl in the book, but now we're gonna show a 2-minute period of him banging this girl, as opposed to just saying, yeah, they had sex, or just showing like a quick blurb of these two getting
Yeah,
and
ready to
that's
have
all,
sex.
and that's all it is basically.
Well, no,
No, I
those-
mean that's all the addition it is to the
oh
story.
yeah, that's all they really add on is stuff like that to make it like maybe a little more exciting
Visual stuff.
visual stuff. Yeah,
Well, obviously it's a TV show, so they're
Yeah.
gonna
but
visualize
there's
more.
dragons. There's dragons.
Well, you said there's fucking zombies and shit.
Like dragons are a main part, and each house has like its own like
when
magical
I saw
waves. It's
all the
pretty cool.
previews for fucking this season, it's everything was like winter is coming, and it showed these fucking things. What was
White
that?
Walkers.
Oh yeah, what is
They're
that
like
all
the
about?
zombies, only well, they're two different things. There's these White Walkers that they say like control the zombies. Basically, they're like the leaders of these zombie things.
The
and
overlords.
when you die north of this wall, you turn into a zombie. Like they have to burn your body, or you will come back and try to kill people. And they don't know what zombies are at the time, so they're not called zombies. They're just called White Walkers. And like the others, they call the dead people the others, and the guys that are like kind of their ringleaders that like direct them, the White Walkers. And there's some kind of old school mystical being that's been on that planet or that
That
plane
side
for
forever.
years,
Wow.
and they've blocked them off with a 6,000 foot wall or something.
It's something. Just
Yeah,
utterly
6,000 foot
absurd.
wall made of ice blocks off
Made of
the
ice.
realm of men.
Made of ice.
Yeah, made of ice blocks off the realm of men from the realm of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy shit like
So
giants and
so does that wall melt eventually?
no, because it's cold up there and
No,
shit.
but I don't see why you can't just like.
Well, I mean, you
sail
you
around
you,
it.
you read all the books. Come on, man.
No, I don't want to let go too much, too.
Yeah.
Because he always yells at me because
do
I spoil
always yell at
the
him.
shit out of the show. Like, but because there's so many goddamn spoilers. You can't even talk about the show because the guy has so many plot twists and turns. And like one chapter we talk about something and we'll talk about it for a while. It's
So
like
it's that good, huh?
it's an intellectual grade.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Best book I ever read.
Ever read.
Ever read.
So
sorry.
so it's read.
read?
It's to read it and to see it. Both recommend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Read it first.
Read it
or-
first.
All right.
Read it first.
Yeah, I think I want to read it first before I fucking
Read it
watch
first.
so I can like appreciate what I'm watching.
And the best part about this, guys, no shame in killing off a lead character. No fucking shame.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like,
That's ballsy.
I'm really
It is.
into the Walking Dead comics. Like, I often keep up with them, and I've kept up with them since like the beginning.
Right. Now that's taken a big turns from the TV show, right?
Yeah.
We'll get into that here in a second. But what I like about the comic is it's fucking unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Like you're reading it, and you're like, fuck, I'm starting to really like this character. They're gonna be dead. You know, they have no shame in killing off characters that have been from issue 1 and it's issue 99. You know, and they're killing off a main character. You know, and they're still writing comics for it. But yes, it's diverted a lot. The TV show's diverted a lot from the comic book, but not so much that you would think it, but enough for me to already tune out.
Really?
Like
You don't
season
watch it?
1,
Dude, I don't.
Season
I do
1
not
was
like
amazing.
The Walking Dead at
Season
all.
1 was amazing.
I think it's like a
The
soap opera.
first part of season
well
2, the first part of season 2 was really, really good, and then when they found the girl in the barn,
Blows.
they lost me.
Yep. From that point on, it blew.
Yeah, I haven't watched season 3, but what I like about it is just like, fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna
What
say
I
now.
like about it.
What I like about it, it's just I don't know, it's just really good and it's unforgiving.
I hear great reviews of the comic.
Oh, it's amazing, dude. It's really, really good. You can get if you have an iPhone, you can get the app. They give you the first like 5 issues for free, and then each issue after that is like 99 cents.
Really?
But there's over like 100 issues, so you're gonna be sending a pretty penny. But if you have a local comic book store, you can buy they have the collections in trade paperback, which is like it's like not the actual comic book, which is like 14 pages. It's like everything collected. There's no ads. There's no nothing, and it's like I think they have like the first 50 issues. They have 1, 2, and 3, so you can buy like the first 50, then like 51 to 100, and then 101 to 150 so far.
Got to catch them all.
Yeah. And they're only like $30. So for like $90, you can get everything. You know, you can get everything, and then you can just keep up to date with the ones that are only like $2. You know, because that's what I try to do, but it's so hard.
Is it?
I bet.
What's your highest rated comic book that you've ever? What series?
Ever series or like,
Like
graphic novel? Because there's a big difference.
Well,
Because
do
like
both. Do one of both.
series The Walking Dead, but like graphic novel like standalone, probably The Watchmen,
I knew you were gonna say that.
just because it's so influential. Because like comic books are written for mature audiences because of that comic book.
Yeah, I definitely gotta read that.
You know,
You know,
and what's really interesting about it is it's like it shows the dark side of superheroes. Like that was like one of the first comic books to like show that like superheroes
What about
like
Batman?
like are real. Batman wasn't fucking dark at all until like Frank Miller came along, and that was pushing it. But it's just like the superheroes are also anti-heroes. Like they're not good, they're not bad, they're in the middle.
Yep, I like that movie.
The
I never
fuck,
seen
dude,
the
the
comic,
graphic
but I like the
novel is
movie.
so good. And the only thing I didn't like about the movie is the ending completely changed. Like literally completely changed.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the original?
The original ending is fuck, what's his name? The one the blonde dude
The blonde one.
that has like the
The
base.
smart, fast guy.
Yes,
I
whatever.
can't
hi-
remember his name.
me neither, dude.
The older looking guy?
No, the younger kid.
Yeah, the
He's really smart and he's really fast. Like that's like his power.
the
Like
guy that was setting the trap.
yes. Well, what happened is like he used Dr. Manhattan's power to like set off a bomb in New York City and kill 8 million people. And that's like what ended the Cold War was Dr. Manhattan. And in the movie they blame it on Dr. Manhattan, and Dr. Manhattan's the reason that ended the Cold War because everyone got together because they had to fight Dr. Manhattan, but he just left.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? In the comic book, it's it's similar, but Dr. Manhattan actually did it. They didn't have to trick him to do it. He actually just like blew up
He
Manhattan.
just really killed 8 million people.
Well, no, and it's not in the movie. It's not just Manhattan. It's Moscow. It's Manhattan. It's Paris. It's London. It's Tokyo. He kills like a quarter of the planet.
Crazy.
Wow,
Yes.
that's crazy for them to just take that right out of a movie.
Yeah,
Why do you think they did that?
I don't know.
Do you know what I got told one time? You guys will find this interesting. When I was in 7th grade, I had a science teacher, Finley Middle School, and
What was his name?
Miss Marichek was her name.
Oh no, Mariflex.
So I know everybody was gonna know her, but I didn't want to say her name, call her out like this. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sitting in class, right, and I have a comic book. It was an
What a-
X-Men comic book. I wish I fucking could remember which series it was.
Uncanny,
but-
probably.
But it was like they're one of the first like adult ones they were putting out. I was in
Uncanny.
7th grade though, so this was years ago. I mean, we're talking. I mean, what the hell, Rhea? When was that? That was in the 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah.
But it was, like the chicks had all kind of skimpy outfits, like their tits were all big. It was drawn a lot differently than other comic books.
Right.
And I was reading them in class, and Miss Marichek comes up to me, and she grabs my comic book, and she's like, "Gifted kids don't read comic books. I'm going to confiscate this." And took it off my fucking desk and stuck it in the back. Wouldn't let me read my goddamn comic book the whole fucking time. Would you believe that shit? This was the last straw in about 30 different things she did to me in the class. Like one time, literally made me get up in front of the class and answer questions. And if I got one wrong, she literally just sat there and chastised me about shit. Because every question she was asking in class, I kept putting my hand up. Nobody else was. Answer
Right.
the question. Let's move this shit along. You know what I mean? So she got tired. Like, she just didn't like it. She just had to hate. So what ends up spawning from this shit, but isn't that bullshit? Like, gifted kids don't read comic books. Fuck, I think a lot more people should read comic
Yeah,
books.
Yeah.
So,
It's reading. It's how can it
They're
hurt you?
hard to read. If you can read a comic book and comprehend what you're reading and like understand what's going on, I think you're really thinking outside the box because you have to have an imagination and you have to have like the ability to like piece things together.
there's a lot more real world topics and bullshit being talked about in them comic books
Oh,
too than them
please.
bullshit science books or whatever the hell else you're
Well,
showing me.
comic books are just an obvious representation of like the political problems that are going on at the time. I mean, X-Men was written because of gay rights. You
Really?
know? Well, you guys didn't know that?
that.
Yeah, X-Men. I mean, they're mutants. They're gay. That's like the symbolism behind it. It's gay people.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you know SpongeBob and
Really?
Patrick was a show on Adult Swim? There were two fags.
What?
Yeah, originally.
SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah, originally.
SpongeBob SquarePants was on Adult Swim at night as two fags, like going out. Well, I don't mean to say fags, but gay people.
SpongeBob started as an adult
As an
Swim
Adult
thing.
Swim
Show.
fucking show.
I
And
still
then
don't buy the
Nickelodeon bought
X-Men
it.
thing.
You really don't buy that.
I really don't buy that.
You really look that up, man.
No,
Seriously,
'cause
the X-Men
who
is
the hell
serious.
Was it Stan Lee that came up with them?
Stan Lee.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because I heard an interview with him one time, and he's just like,
It was.
you know,
It's all about gay rights,
radioactive
dude.
Spiders,
It's all
this
about gay
crazy
rights.
Shit happening.
Mutant
I just
rights,
decided
please,
to
dude.
just
Everything.
Call
Yeah.
them mutants, and that just explained it all. I didn't have to come up with a crazy origin story for everybody because
Yeah, but maybe
they were
he
just
didn't-
mutants.
Maybe he didn't mean to do it, but that's what
Yeah,
it represents.
maybe,
that's what- that's
you
the-
can go backwards and draw.
But
the
I mean, just
parallels.
like, dude, oof. There's too many parallels on it. Even the times that we're going on right now. I mean, the early '90s and gay rights, that was fucking huge, and that was, you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense, dude. In a sense, I don't know.
You know
I
what I'm
never
saying?
got into it that much, but I can see the. I can see
Because
the-
I
like
just
the
don't
ex,
see
like
Stanley as
that was
that.
the only one where like he had like you know what I'm saying? Because like Spider-Man was like he based that off of himself, and like the Incredible Hulk, he based that off of his like anger. He based like everything off of him, but like the X-Men, he based literally it off of like the times and like what was going on. I'm almost certain.
I mean, you probably know more about this than
He's
I
got
do.
a lot of
'Cause,
comic books.
I mean, yeah,
Dude, I have.
looking around here,
I do not
I'm
see-
probably on the wrong side
Yeah,
of this.
I do not
fight.
see anything with it, but then again, I did just put X-Men euphemism for gay.
Yeah, you probably don't
Yeah,
want to do
probably
that.
need to search,
you need to probably X-Men
Just
and
search the X-Men and then look into
like gay rights.
Yeah, like
Because
X-Men.
I mean like that's a whole story about X-Men, like the mutant rights, and then they have to like then
They said there's a no. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but
Go
there
ahead.
is they did just say that there was like X-Men First Class is about gay rights and intelligence, maybe about their support for gay marriage on the show, and like maybe like there's a new. That's what it was just saying. I'm just reading like real quick
Right.
small things, but it's looking like that there is gay rights being expressed in certain aspects of it, but it
X-Men.
doesn't. I'm
Well,
not
that's
finding
anything
anything
that's
that's
coming
saying
out
that
of
it was
Hollywood
started.
right
You would
now.
think though, you search that, it would come immediately
Yeah.
up like X-Men was a.
But that's another thing, like the way Hollywood gets in your brain, you don't even know it. Like, it's kind of barbaric to right now to say that gay people shouldn't get married because we've been just given this line from Hollywood, from the media outlets, that you can't possibly think that. And I don't care. If gay
Well, it's
people get
crazy.
married.
It's
Why
crazy to
should-
put a boundary or a barrier on absolutely anything.
anything.
Or
Right.
anybody,
It's
and
just
say this is
interesting.
my land. You're not allowed to do this on my land.
I'm not
Fuck
allowed to
you.
read a comic
You
book
have to
and
pay
fucking
my
sign in study hall.
taxes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. It's all about.
You can't do that on
It's
my
all
land.
about well, it's the same thing.
Dude,
it's
it's the
it's like
same
a
shit.
power thing that teachers feel because it's my classroom. Same thing if a cop puts on a uniform, he feels this empowerment. Like these are my streets. You have to obey my fucking rules.
Oh,
You're
I've
just
seen
a
that.
guy behind a fucking badge.
This is
You're
my
no
mixer
diff-
truck. I hear
no
that all the
different
time.
than
No,
me.
motherfucker, it's Arrow. It's
Yeah.
Arrow's mixer in the truck.
I'd be
not yours.
like,
You
I
do
don't
not
see
own
your
it.
I don't see your
Yeah.
name on the side of it, bro.
But
Yeah, right.
dude, drivers get
Cops
real
are the worst,
possessive.
though.
Cops get real
Oh,
possessive.
yes.
Anybody who has to like
This is my
Anybody, dude.
car. This
Yeah.
is, don't you fuck with my car.
crazy.
My streets.
Crazy.
It's just everyone hiding behind a uniform.
I heard
just
a
like,
cop refer to his park once.
wow.
Yeah, it was kind of
Don't you
upsetting
be
because
near my park.
Oh,
How can you own a whole park, sir? You must
Was
be
that
very
was that
wealthy.
Mingo?
no.
You must be very. Dude, I just went through a jog the other day through Mingo. It's fucking beautiful.
Mingo Park is an awesome.
That
park.
is no, dude. It's like people go to South Park to go jogging along that fucking street, and I'm like, why would you want to huff those fucking fumes all day?
Yeah,
like you're just there's
yeah,
just
right.
constant vehicles
That
right in
doesn't
front
make
of you.
any
It's like,
damn sense.
oh yeah, that's good. I'd
People
rather
go to
run
South
through the
Park
forest
to
and
be
be like,
seen.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
to
I
see
mean?
bitches.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And yeah.
Well, half the time you don't even see bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely a popular.
Half the
run
time
spot.
I've gone through there.
All right,
North
haven't
Park
seen
is supposed to be excellent.
we're gonna
for
find
that.
out the truth. We got the Marvel Encyclopedia.
Oh, that's badass.
We got
I didn't
the
know I was arguing with
Encyclopedia.
a man who had his own Marvel
Oh,
encyclopedia.
I got,
Marvel
bitch, I got a DC
Encyclopedia.
one. I got a DC one too. You want to throw out some Batman knowledge? Let's go. All right,
Hey,
let me
no,
find
I
the
like
X-Men.
this.
Bringing the comic knowledge, also the media knowledge, because amazing movies back there on the wall.
I'm sure
V for Vendetta,
X-Men would have
Super
their
8.
own section.
Oh, it ended up happening with that after she did that. Is my mom came into school and sat in the. And I love you, Mom. Thanks for doing that. If you hear this, but that was awesome. She came in and sat in the back of the class for a whole week straight. Like took off all her obligations and sat down in my class every day and sat through multiple classes with her because I had 3 classes. I had homeroom, study hall, and science with this chick, with this
Wow.
lady. And my mom sat in that class in the back of that class every day to make sure that woman did nothing wrong to me for a week. Because that's how much I used to come home every day with a new story of like how she made me stand in a corner one time. Like, who the fuck does? I'm 7th grade, man. I'm almost a teenager. Don't do that.
Like,
you know what I mean?
you were
stand
her
in a corner.
kid.
Yeah.
Like you were her kid. That's why
Dude,
she was like, "Guess the
This
kids
woman
don't need
just
to read
seriously
this."
straight profiled me. So
Possessive.
my mom, hey,
Dude,
she
do you
handled
remember
business,
Miss
and thank you
Chandler?
for that.
Oh,
Yeah, Miss
no.
Chandler she was a dictator, man. She was a
Oh,
little crazy dictator.
dude, I swear she must have had like a Nazi stash and behind the
dude.
wall, like, yeah,
You know who's hot though? Miss Fajada. I hope you're hearing this.
Fajada.
Because I would have got that. My story of meeting Rita though
Years
is
ago.
over Eternal Champions.
Yeah.
The fucking video
Play
game,
Eternal
buddy.
Champions.
My dad was doing his roof over his house, and he was like, "Come on over. They got a kid at your age." And I'm like, "All right." I was like, "Rita," We're like we kind of knew each other already, but then this dude takes me in his room. He had fucking goddamn a whole armory in his room,
What?
and freaking he had Sega hooked up with the Eternal Champions, and we was getting it in. We were friends ever since.
Eternal champion.
Yeah, that was a crazy fighting game. Really crazy fighting
I
game
don't
back
think
in the
I've ever
days.
played it.
What was
The
that for?
original
Sega, right?
Sega?
Original Sega, right?
Yeah, the original Sega. It was good. It was like a Street Fighter.
Used to be on
but
Sega
different.
Channel.
Yeah.
all
Well,
the
where
time.
you got to walk the streets and like go with it, or was
That
it
was
at
Streets
versus
of
each
Rage.
other?
Just like
That was
yeah,
Streets of
it's-
Rage.
It's just
Amazing.
It's just a
two-player,
fight. Yeah, like Mortal Kombat.
like Mortal
only,
Kombat style.
Only
Yeah.
you had like crazy.
Yeah,
they
there
had
was, like, a
weapons
lizard
and
man
yeah,
and-
there was
Yeah, they
Triton like with the sea with the. His
Dude,
stuff,
all the
so.
old games used to have. That's why I want you to play the Final Fantasy series, because all the old games have so much
Wait.
more content.
All right. First of all, have either when you guys were little, did you guys have a Super Nintendo?
Hell yeah!
I didn't.
Okay. Did you guys play any RPGs on your Super Nintendo?
I played 1 or 2 Final Fantasies.
Okay.
I can't even remember which ones. I think it was like 4 or 5. It was the early one.
God damn it. Never mind. It's no use, Ryan.
What's the
What?
name of it?
It's no use. No, I was just wondering because like the Super Nintendo was seriously like the golden age for RPGs, man. Like seriously, if you want to go back and play some good games with some like fucking deep, intricate
Was Chrono Trigger on
storylines,
there?
Chrono Trigger,
Oh,
Secret of Mana, fucking dude, any
I've heard of
it's
Chrono
Final
Trigger
Fantasy
before, but I
Final
never
Fantasy
played it.
3 is probably one of the best games ever
like a time
fucking
travel
made.
RPG.
Really?
Yeah, Chrono Trigger's about time travel. Yeah, because what happened?
It's like, wasn't it like the first Final Fantasy or something like that, or was
What's
like
that?
based
Chrono
to Final
Trigger?
Yeah.
No, it was its own thing, but it was
Oh,
made by the
okay.
people who made Final Fantasy.
Oh,
They
okay,
just
yeah.
they just wanted to make a game that wasn't about Final Fantasy. They wanted to make a game about time travel. Yeah, because what happens is it's like this girl fucking or no your best friend makes this like fucking machine and it fucking opens time portals and shit, and eventually you go through all this time and then something like brings you. I don't know. The whole game is just a metaphor for the Bible. Like the main character is supposed to be Jesus.
What isn't a metaphor for the Bible these days?
Yeah.
What is
But
a
it's really
metaphor
good.
for something.
But it's really
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
Did you watch
absolutely.
Did you watch The Last True Blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill was totally Jesus in that.
Yep.
Just totally Jesus.
It was like not even trying to
They
hide
weren't
it.
even trying to hide it. No, they
Wow.
they had all the other vampires sucking his blood, and he's laying out there like he's on a cross, and it's
Christ.
it's
Jesus symbolism.
Yeah, it's like just slap me in the face with it. Why don't you?
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, they're not even
True,
sure.
True Blood jumped the shark
trying-
last year, brother.
Oh, True Blood jumped the shark a while ago.
Yeah. Even though I still watch it, just because, I'm a
Yeah,
fan
I'm
of watch
embarrassed to say I watched that
Yeah.
show. It's pretty.
Breaking
I
Bad,
never
dude.
watched that.
Dude, I've
fool.
never watched Breaking Bad, but I've heard it's so
Breaking
good.
Bad.
But
Yeah,
I don't
that
get
is a
into
good
I don't
show.
get into that shit. I like more like
This
to
is the
watch
last
documentaries
season.
and shit.
That's
I'm more
this is
into
the last
documentaries.
season.
Because I
What?
feel like the more you involve your memories and like your thoughts into like other people that don't exist, the more you just take up space of
That's
what you
possible.
could be thinking about. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I know this character his whole life in this meth lab, but I could have studied French and known it by now.
True.
Yeah,
By
that's
watching
true.
a whole season of Breaking Bad, you could
I
watch
could have
like
learned to play the
you-
guitar.
exactly.
You know?
I usually do that stuff during my relaxes period. Though, like if I'm like relaxing in my garage having a smoke, I'll put on an episode and just sit there and watch it. Like I don't usually make time to watch
Yeah.
shit. You know
Yeah,
what
that's
I mean?
good. Or like when it's on, to be like, I have to watch.
Yeah,
it tonight.
I'm not like
Except
I
for
have
Joe
to
Rogan.
watch this.
Oh wait, tonight's Wednesday, isn't it?
yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
we already missed
fuck, already missed it.
You don't DVR that shit.
I'll
I
be
did.
fucking putting that right on YouTube and be like, where's that at? Right there.
Yeah.
It'll come on like 2 days later.
So
Did
that's
you
good.
DVR it?
it. Yep.
Oh
Fuck
shit.
yeah, you got a DVR. that.
Dirty Mongolian.
Dirty Mongolians.
We'll watch it after this, bitch.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that South Park?
Oh yeah.
Dude, so fucking hilarious. You see what Mongolians knocked down my shitty wall?
My favorite
Poor
South
sweet
Park
South
episode
Park.
is the shit episode where they tried to say shit as many times
Oh,
as they possibly
dude.
could.
Shit,
Yeah,
shit.
And they had the
That
counter in the corner. That was my favorite episode of South Park ever.
Yeah.
A dragon.
Meat crab.
Oh,
Crumb.
he's like, Kyle has some sand in his vagina,
Yep.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm reading this Nancy Drew story. And Nancy got sand in her shoe.
No, she goes
That
to the
probably
beach and gets
explains-
sand in
yeah.
her shoes.
That probably explains why Cal, or how Cal got it in his vagina. Yeah, that
Carmen,
shit's
I don't have
classic.
sand in my vagina.
Meat crab.
Or that
Uh,
Christmas episode with Christmas critters, dude. How fucked up was that?
Christmas critters.
Have you ever seen that one where Cartman reads the story about the Christmas critters that are like, oh, I don't want to go into it too
Wait,
much.
is it the Mr. Hanky with the Christmas poo?
Christmas critters, dude. It's about writing a story at like Christmas, like a tale, like, and he's reading it in front of the class, and it's the most craziest thing ever, dude.
Okay.
But it's probably the best episode of South Park written wise, besides like the shit.
The
episode.
single most
But it's fucking
fucked
crazy.
up episode of South Park, though. South Park toes the line.
Blood
almost way
orgy.
more than- yes, was the fucking all male orgy in the middle of the town episode. At the town where the
hey,
people
everybody
come from
get
the
in the
future.
pile.
Yeah, the
Yeah, with the
future
time
came.
travelers.
The guys from the future came to take. They kicked their jabs. But then at the end of their solution is let's all have a massive gay orgy in the middle of town, and that will stop people from the future from being created.
stop them
which is a
producing.
brilliant idea, only
And then they were
horribly
like,
homosexual.
and then they're like, "Oh, we could change the world instead." And
Yes.
and then they like got they're like,
just
"What the
get
fuck
it
are
on.
we
It'd be
doing?"
one thing if they
were
talked
like,
about it,
They
but
were
they
like,
showed
"This
it."
is gay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?" And then they're like, "Back to the pile."
Yeah, back. That's the thing. It'd be one thing if they like just talked
Yeah,
about
they're,
it.
like,
But me and
planting
my
a
dad
tree
were
and
watching
shit.
this
That's
together, and my
gay.
dad's mouth was on the ground, and he's one vulgar fucker. Like
Oh,
he's
dude.
like. They just like you. They showed guys banging each other, like just like kind of bleeped it out. It was crazy.
They were like, "Come over here, Russell.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing this for America."
Yeah, there it is for America. Oh God, I don't know how much I love. I don't care how much I love America. I'm not taking a cock in the
No,
mouth.
but you haven't seen Christmas Critters. That pushes the line just as far, in my opinion.
Blood orgy.
Oh, it's horrible, dude. It's horrible.
That's the best episode.
It's fucking, dude.
It's Christmas time. Once a year. Once a year.
Once a year, it's Christmas time. It's like every Christmas song ever written.
You guys remember
yeah.
Billy Corrigan came out with a Christmas song like last year, and it was just pathetic.
Who?
No.
Billy Corrigan from the
Corrigan?
Smashing Pumpkins released a
Oh.
Christmas album. And it
What?
was-
Wow,
if
you
you
must
went
be
to
hitting
any
low.
gas station, you could hear it play for the entire month of December.
Gas
It's
station.
just so awful. It's like, dude.
Yeah,
Gas
the other
station
fucking.
radio.
Weren't you like the Spite on My Rage guy? Like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
that song was badass.
That
too.
World is a vampire.
Yep, badass. Dude, you know the bad episode of South Park too? Lemmy Winks the ass gerbil. Oh,
Dude, I didn't
God.
really like that
No, I
too
mean
much.
bad, like just
Oh, yeah,
fucked
terrible.
Up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was just a fucked
No, the
up
one where
episode.
Mr. Slave jumps on Paris Hilton's head and fucking eats her with his
Yeah.
asshole.
Oh,
That's amazing.
He's like, "Hup."
God bless those guys. And I don't know why they didn't come out with more movies like Basketball. That shit was awesome. I
Really?
liked
Basketballs was so good.
I thought it was
Yeah.
funny as hell.
The what was it? The Great Orgasmo.
Yeah, that movie sucked. Orgasmo they had. Yeah, that movie was
movie
horrible.
was
That was
terrible.
before Basketball though.
Orgasmo's pretty funny.
What?
I didn't think it was very. I didn't like it. Did you see the musical or Cannibal the musical?
No.
You didn't see their musical? Woo, it's
Well, I
good.
didn't see their musical, the one they come out with the
Well, they have the movie
Brigham
as
Young
well.
or with the Mormons, the
Cannibal.
Book of Mormon. I
No,
didn't
this
see that
this
one
is the one
either.
right before it.
Yeah, I
It came
didn't
out in like
see that one.
2006, dude. It's so fucking funny.
I didn't see either one of their stuff, but those dudes are really good. There's some-
Yeah, those are some talented motherfuckers right
Oh,
there.
please. Stay so fresh.
Staying fresh.
Yeah, they've been doing it for like what 15 years or something. Fucking
Fool.
ridiculous. They've been making South
Yep.
Park.
I'm not a big SNL fan. Everyone loves it.
Really?
SNL.
The
I'm
old
not a big
ones with
SNL
Will
fan.
Ferrell, I
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
die
those-
over and
those
shit.
ones were good.
But
Yeah.
like it was only like once. You'd only get one episode a week or two episodes
one-
a week
one
that was
skit a
actually
week that
good.
was
Yeah,
funny.
one skit even.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Wow, that was funny," and then the rest would be.
Yeah, the rest was
Well,
trash.
after a point, like after the old ones where it was stopped, like the old shit, like fucking the real old episodes where it had like Jim Carrey before he got even
Yeah, those were
even
good.
popular, or like Will Ferrell before he even got that popular. No, those ones are good, but they hit a certain point where it was like 2000, and then everything just went to shit.
Well, you
Yeah.
get fresh people on there. They do real good. Everybody starts learning who they are, and then they struggle for new material for that person.
and then the good ones go and become movie stars and leave the show.
Yeah.
That's what
Absolutely.
happens.
Well,
I
it was
mean,
like a
yeah.
stepping stone.
It is a good stepping stone for these people, but I've never been a fan. I've just never been able to.
I
sit
didn't
there
really
and watch
like.
it
Yeah, I
ever.
didn't really like it that much.
I
but
watched
some
Mad TV
old
more
episodes-
though. I used to watch Mad TV a lot. When it
Mad
was on.
TV got crappy.
Best was though in Living
Dude, they got
Color,
Mad-
man.
they
That
got-
shit was
Color.
great.
They got Mad
I
TV
think
for
the
kids
Chris
now.
Rock show is the best.
It's like Mad cartoons.
They're coming out another in Living Color.
Are they?
We're putting it all together right now.
Get the
What's
fuck
that
out of
about?
here.
What's that
Damon
about?
Wayans
That's
was
where
on
Jim
Waymo
Carrey
the other
got
day
his
talking
start.
about it.
Well, that's where
Oh,
he
isn't
got
that where he was
popular.
like the
Yeah, that's how
the retarded plumber or something like that?
No, he was a clown. He was Homie. Homie the Clown
Damon
was Damon
Wayans?
Wayans. It was
Yeah.
Homie the Clown.
he
Jim
was
Carrey
Fire
was
Marshal
Fire
Bill.
Marshal Bill.
Fire
yeah.
Marshal Bill, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a retarded fire marshal, wasn't he? He's like,
Yeah, he was all crazy.
Yeah.
fucking crazy or something. I don't mean to say retarded.
Yeah, but that was a
I
that
don't mean to
was
say
a
retarded, but I do.
that was a wild show, man. It sparked a lot of careers there
As a
too.
verb expressing a noun.
A lot of careers there. Oh shit.
All right, Ryan.
I think it's time to wrap it up.
Rock
It's
and
coming up on an hour.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think,
We did
think-
another hour?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we did another hour. It's
We
been
really
an hour.
only talked about like
Two
pop,
things.
yeah, like
Two-
pop
two or three
culture,
things.
like just like comic books and.
Is that a bad thing, though?
No, that's it. It's a bad thing. It's
This is the
just
last hour.
yeah, it was. It wasn't like as heady
No.
as like the first half at all.
Well, the first, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. A little
Yeah.
relaxation after the pump of knowledge. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Right.
sure.
Be like we could list it two different ways too. You know what I mean? If you
Well, we do A and B anyway, so
Yeah.
we split it up.
Well, I mean, you could list it like this is more intellectual, this is more comic book based.
Yeah.
But it's still like the whole thing with comic books and movies and everything. It shows us like the undertones of the time, even if it doesn't want to. You know what I mean? That's the great thing about art and music and movies. It's because they really can't restrict themselves. They try to, but music especially, like they can't. They can only restrict it if you know who the art. If it's a good artist, like they speak from the heart and they speak about the times, even though that might not be their point. You know what I mean? So the arts
they
are
might not
definitely
even.
Well, have
know
you ever
that they're
done-
doing
the
it.
arts are
Like,
important for
how
our
many
evolution.
metal
Is what I'm
albums were
trying to
about
get.
The Cold War.
Exactly.
Right.
They didn't give
Yep.
a fuck about the Cold War, but if you listen to it now, you can go, yeah, fuck yeah, that was about the Cold War.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Looking back on the time, you could be like, wow, they were really in a hard place right there. Even though they weren't, it was just like a song like, go out, fight, and party. It was really way deeper than that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But have you seen or have you did any research into Zeitgeist though, like into what that actually the actual guy is
What
saying?
about the Venus
Because that's what it
Project?
comes in from that and the Great Man theory, and that's why you brought that up. It's like there's a school of thought saying that the times, just like you were saying, influence our progression in life, influence great people and heroes and mankind to move forward. They're saying that the time shapes that. Just people's
Yeah,
intellectual
our
thought.
environment.
Or
Our environment.
and then there's the other school of thought that feels the great man theory that feels like great people are the reason behind progress, not
It's
the
everyone.
culture
It's everyone.
in a whole bringing
Yeah.
itself up. They feel like just great men, and you can look into that because it's all
Well, he
over
was
the
going
place, and
into-
they
he
talk
was
about
going
that.
into-
Well, great people were influenced by the culture, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's you can't separate.
you
them
can't have one
entirely.
without the
Nope.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Well, they
I
were
agree.
talking about that with the environment too, like how the environment will shape a child, and how every child is born like the same, minded wise. but
Yeah.
they're in total. It's not like you were born this way, so you're gonna act this
There are
way. You know what I mean? It's like
reactions
you're a
and
sponge of
reactions.
everything, no matter what feeling, what sense. When you're in your stomach, from all the way,
All the
from when
highs,
you're
all the
conceived.
lows.
Yes,
That's-
absolutely.
Children's a
That's-
sponge.
That's
yeah.
all your.
Children's a sponge.
It's like it works in a rotative circle. You know what I mean? The kids you lead on are like when you die, they take like a part of your soul. You know what I mean? Into them. That's what you're transferring. When same thing when you have an animal. You know how it kind of gets you more than anybody else does because you're like giving it a piece of your essence.
Yeah.
Because we have eternal energy we could just give to anything. So when you put your love into something, you really give it your soul. So that's why when like a kid is so much like their father, like the girl is usually like their father because the dad cared a lot, or the boy is usually like their mother because they were raised by it. It's just how it works, you know what I mean? And it's like literally a part of their soul into that person, fueling them for the next generation.
It
you learn
gravitates
these
towards that.
lessons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
You know.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
craziness.
but yeah, you can't separate. You can't separate people from the environment. Like
Yeah,
Einstein.
we create our
Einstein
environment, and
couldn't
our environment creates us.
have- Yeah, he couldn't have done what he did if other mathematicians hadn't have paved the way for him.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And like, yeah, there's
We-
no way what he came up with could have been used to make a nuclear bomb unless World War II was happening. You know, that just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it would have been
He-
used a
it
totally
was the
different
funding.
way.
Yeah. It
Different
was the
totally
funding. Yeah,
probability.
Why do you think
was-
all artists from like the 18th century and the 19th century, why were they only painting fucking like biblical
churches.
shit?
Oh, yeah,
in the
because
churches.
That's where the money was.
No, they were in the
Exactly.
churches.
That's where the
They were
money
built.
was.
Yeah, they were.
Because that's where the
painting all
money
church-
was. That's
but,
the only place
but
you're
still,
supposed to make a money.
They put if you were still in like the
Einstein's
secret
only making
schools,
money
you-
to do
you
what
could-
he wants to do. What he loves to do is through fucking the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
You know, make the
Well,
super
because they're
bomb.
the only ones paying, and they're not, and they're the ones controlling the ship. So why wouldn't you run with them? You know
What's
what
so
I mean?
crazy is that bomb is even outdated. We don't even use that motherfucker no more.
What, the atom bomb?
Yep.
Dude, we
Oh,
could
yeah.
wipe off the face of the planet with something way more powerful than that.
Oh, yeah.
Tactical nuke is fucking 100 times stronger,
Oh
dude.
my god! Can you
100
imagine
times.
just
Oh, more
that
than that. Hydrogen
devastation, that chaos that
Oh, yeah,
comes from
they're
that energy, dude?
huge.
And that's just splitting
One
the
bomb.
tiniest little boot.
One bomb. Just one bomb.
Yeah,
You're
just
basically
one bomb.
like creating
And
a
we
black
have
hole.
Thousands and thousands. of
Hundred
them.
thousands.
Dude, we
hundreds
ha-
of thousands.
Yeah,
It
insane.
sickens you, especially on how much money goes into that.
We have
too.
more nukes than the whole world has combined. And
Somebody-
there's only 14
No,
other countries.
Russia's got way more. Than
Somebody
we
told
do.
me the other
they
day
were crazy making them.
that you could blow a bomb up, that they have bombs that they could blow up and just suck all the air right out of the city and not destroy anything in the city.
Yeah, I
Just
saw
suck
those.
all the air out of it and
Like
kill
a
people.
hyperbaric
Like
blast.
it blasts
Something that just kills all the people and
everything
doesn't hurt
stays in
any
place,
buildings. Yeah.
And you die of respiratory failure, like you just
Or
can't
no,
breathe.
no, or
Gone.
no. There's, I think that's that one where it's the shockwave that kills you, where their hearts just explode and nothing else happens. Like, or it might be air, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
it's
not
something
sure.
like a pressure
Sound.
bomb. It's like a pressure
Sound.
bomb. It's like a pressure bomb.
Either way, they're
Sound,
able
vibrations.
to leave everything in the whole area still intact and kill all the people.
Yep,
Plain
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
dude.
Well, it'd
I
probably
was-
kill all
oh my
everything,
God.
They were
anything
trying-
living.
Yeah.
Dude,
they were trying
just
to come
looking
up
at
with a
military
neutron
shit like
bomb.
1 year ago to this year, you're like, wow, dude, they're just fucking flying off the handles. Imagine if we had these scientists and like engineers working on shit to save the planet, save the human race, all of us, instead of destroy us. You know how far we'd be with technology? We would be so self-sustained. There wouldn't be any money in the economy. Everybody would be
You gotta
perfectly
protect
abundant.
your invisible line in the sand.
Oh my god, we have so much money into it already. It's not like we don't have fucking 10 armies we could send out. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
the infidels are coming to get our sand.
Oh yeah, I bet they are.
Coming to get our land,
They
bro.
better not
Bet
come
they
get
are.
my sand.
They got enough
My
sand
sand
over
land.
that
Yeah.
fucking place.
Jeez,
Yeah.
it's getting dark.
I
My
just say
sand's sacred.
right.
Jesus, America.
Jesus America. All right. Twin
All right.
Leaks Cast. Like us on Facebook.
Yeah,
Follow us
Facebook,
on Twitter.
follow us on Twitter.
please.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Please.
Yeah,
I'd
Hit
like
us
to
up.
interact with you motherfuckers.
Yeah, definitely get some comments on here so we can
Yeah,
get a few
please.
new ideas on the podcast. Please
I'll-
hit us up if you're listening. Add a comment, add a like, add a share. Come on, add something.
Yeah, just let me know.
Give us a little bit of your feedback. But it was great having
Please.
you guys on again. It
Hey,
was,
we appreciate
Oh,
you having
yeah.
us back.
oh,
Yeah, for
dude.
I
sure.
will talk about crazy shit anytime you want.
Oh, yeah,
for sure, man.
fantastic. Just one story at a time. You know what I mean? Getting deeper and deeper into that, into that hidden knowledge that no one thinks about. No one everybody second guesses. You know what I mean?
Next time you give me a heads up, man. I'm gonna do research and everything. I'll have. me
Oh
write it
yeah.
out. I'm ready
Well,
to
I
go.
mean, it's just right now.
Get it. Yeah.
Get it started.
Yep.
Heads up right now.
Yeah. You
You
got
know
the
what I
heads
mean?
up right here. You're
I
already.
will be.
I'll be doing the same thing.
Yep. Alrighty, guys.
Sounds
All right.
good.
It was good though. All right. See you guys next time from the center of the universe. Peace out.
Yup.